Best Dolby Atmos Soundbar 2023. The best Dolby Atmos soundbars allow you to hear your favorite movies and TV shows in a way that's more immersive and natural. Dolby Atmos is the surround sound audio format. Each sound is recorded as an individual object, someone screaming, a dog barking, a helicopter overhead, that can be mapped in 3D space, rather than being attached to a particular speaker in a setup. It also supports high sound channels, as well as channels around you. Number 1. Samsung HWQ930B. Samsung creates excellent soundbars, including expensive models and more affordable, mid-range devices, like the Samsung HWQ930B. This soundbar represents a change to the tech company's approach to Dolby Atmos. Up until now, only Samsung's flagship soundbars give you more than the main soundbar and a subwoofer. The HWQ930B gives you both of those and two rear speakers. It delivers an impressive 9.14 audio channel count that's only 2 channels down on the Q990B's class-leading 11.14 configuration, making it the best Dolby Atmos soundbar in our opinion, especially for its price. We found that the sound on offer here is truly in a different class to its 2P Samsung soundbar predecessors. Now it has good quality rears. We found the sound is be truly immersive. It's no longer locked to the front of the room only. Number 2. Sony HD-G700. We think the Sony HD-G700 hits an excellent sweet spot for features, price, and the scale of its sound. It's a Dolby Atmos soundbar and wireless subwoofer combo in one, and it's a good size for TV that are 48 inches and bigger. As we've come to expect from Sony devices, there's more to this soundbar than just stereo. As good as that is, for it to make this list, it obviously supports both the Dolby Atmos surround sound format, as well as DTS-X. It stretches way beyond the limits of your TV screen, but with convincing positioning and direction of specific sounds. Admittedly, we don't think it's as good sound-wise as the Sonos Arc in the guide below, but it's definitely up there. Sony hasn't forgotten about the basics, though. The subwoofer gives it depth and bass that something like the Sonos Arc can't match on its own. And we found speech to be really clear even in busy action soundtracks that's without the speech boosting mode turned on. Downsides: there aren't any dedicated up-firing channels here, so we found the Atmos performance a little lacking at times compared to our Sony AV amp with its dedicated Atmos speakers. And if we're being really picky, we'd say that it's also slightly less dynamic for sudden explosions and swelling soundtracks than the likes of the Sonos Arc or Samsung HWQ800, but it's a lot cheaper than either. So for the price, it's the most cinematic experience you can get. Number 3. Samsung HWQ700B. If you own a Samsung TV with Q Symphony, you should consider the Samsung Q700B Dolby Atmos soundbar. Q Symphony is Samsung's high-end audio technology, which syncs up your TV and your soundbar so that sounds are played in sync. You should find most mid-range and high-end Samsung TVs support it. Combine a Q Symphony TV with the Samsung Q700B soundbar and you can create a wall of sound. We watched the Netflix movie The Gray Man to test it in our review, we wrote that we were impressed by the clear dialogue, hefty presentation, and spacious soundstage. To be clear, even without a Samsung TV you can get a lot from the Samsung Q700B soundbar. This 3.12 sound system boasts Dolby Atmos and DTS-X codec support, as well as HDMI input and output. We found that the HWQ700B also doubles as a solid music speaker, too. Other soundbars on this list might offer a more high-end audio experience, like the Sony HTA70, but you'll have to pay almost double the price. In contrast, the Samsung Q700B is excellent value for money and punches well above its weight when it comes to both performance and functionality. Number 4. Bose Smart Soundbar 600. If you're looking for a Dolby Atmos soundbar that delivers big sound from a compact and affordable package, consider the Bose Smart Soundbar 600. This soundbar features actual up-firing speakers for Atmos height effects, which is rare for a budget bar. In our review we wrote, music and sound effects were rendered in a spacious manner that extended the presentation well beyond the confines of the bar itself, and even music sounded well balanced and with decent stereo separation, something many soundbars failed to deliver. This is a solid choice if you want a relatively affordable soundbar, but it's great for smaller spaces too. At 27 inches wide by 2 inches high and 4 inches deep, it's a fairly sleek and compact design for an all-in-one unit. Onboard streaming features, including AirPlay 2 and Chromecast, are plentiful. App-based setup is a breeze, and everything is packaged in an attractive all-in-one form factor. This soundbar impressed us when we reviewed it, but its price is what makes it an excellent value. Dolby Atmos Soundbar 2. Number 5. LG's 95QR. The LG's 95QR stretches the definition of a soundbar by including 4 separate speaker units and delivering a channel count that would embarrass most separate-based systems. With 810 W of output power and an unusual 9.15 channel configuration, there's an up-firing center speaker as well as the expected surround ones. It's designed to deliver the clearest possible dialogue without sacrificing surround performance or that all-important low-end thump. It's been designed in conjunction with high-end speaker maker Meridian and includes a special Meridian music mode that reconfigures stereo music to take advantage of more of the 95QR channels. This is without a doubt LG's best-sounding soundbar to date. With phenomenal power, huge dynamic range, and an impressively realistic soundstage, it's up there with the very best Dolby Atmos soundbars available today. And it's as good with music as it is with movies. The only real negative here is the price, which is considerably more than the similar Samsung HWK930B, but it's a powerful, compelling, and convincing soundbar that's a particularly good match for one of the best LG TV. Number 6. Sonos Beam Gen 2. If you're tight on space, the Sonos Beam Gen 2 is the best compact Dolby Atmos soundbar you can buy. Its small size means it will easily slot beneath your TV, whether you pop it on a TV stand or mount it to your wall, and the sleek design means it won't look out of place with your decor. It's compact enough to work with 32-inch TV, just about, but it's a perfect fit with 40-inch TV up to 50-inch TV. During our testing, we found that it certainly improves on the company's original Sonos Beam soundbar with virtual Dolby Atmos, HDMI ER compatibility, and a refreshed design. We were disappointed that it doesn't have the up-firing tweeters necessary for true Dolby Atmos, and as a result, we found the sonic height isn't as impressive as the Sonos R. The Sonos Beam Gen 2 boasts a wide soundstage and an immersive audio performance, but it's very detailed, impressively dynamic for switching between loud and quiet suddenly, and is just as good with music as it is with movies. Number 7. Bowers & Wilkins Panorama 3. If you're looking for a convincing alternative to the Sonos Arc at a similar price, the Bowers & Wilkins Panorama 3 soundbar is a great choice to bring Dolby Atmos into your home. This sleek-looking soundbar was a joy to test, offering 3.12 channels of cinematic sound, Dolby Atmos support, and lots of control options, including a touch-sensitive panel on the bar itself. During our review of the soundbar, we found it to be engrossing, punchy, and dynamic without sacrificing the natural and coherent sound Bowers is known for. The soundstage is wide and spacious, although we felt the Dolby Atmos feature could have been more convincing. What we mean by that is we didn't get the same sense of height that you'd get with other high-end soundbars, like the Samsung HWK990B soundbar, for example, or a pair of overhead speakers. Still, the Atmos performance does make the sound more three-dimensional, and the soundbar sounds just as good for music as it does for movies. With Spotify Connect, AirPlay 2, and Bluetooth with aptX Adaptive, you've got plenty of connectivity options, too. Unfortunately, there's no HDMI pass-through, but that's a small bugbear for a soundbar that's otherwise so feature-rich. Number 8. Dione. The Dione might be the ultimate single-unit soundbar. You get excellent Dolby Atmos sound but with no subwoofer and no rear speakers. Just plug it in and go. The reason for that is Dione has Pack 8 woofer drivers in this soundbar to create bass as full and deep as a subwoofer can manage, and it really works. It means the soundbar is a beast, but it's only as wide and tall as something like the Sonos Arc. It's actually a little shorter than the Arc, so as long as the depth isn't a problem, it'll still fit in most rooms. It's got a clever spherical center speaker enclosure too, which enables this driver to rotate so that it always faces you no matter whether you have it flat on the TV table